Okay, so it's like another day here, and I promised you guys that I'm gonna be having, a little bit more personal one-to-one thing. I'm gonna split it all out, slip in the Game of Thrones where I can actually talk to you one-to-one. Maybe it's more therapeutical for me, or maybe it's just for you guys to, get to be more personal. Because I'd like my subscribers to be more personal with me. So this is vlog number 3. On day number 3, let's see what we got. So first thing I want to know is, you guys are going to be okay with this? That I'm going to be talking more personal things? Press a thumbs up. Subscribe to me, and let's get on with the vlog, huh? Right, so the first thing I need to talk about, my hometown. Now, I told you I would be more personal about my life and how my situation is, and because a lot of you know me different ways, a lot of you know me from a different perspective of how I got on into everything. So, and a lot of you, pieced a little bit together of how I started my entire life. Well, this is my town. It's my hometown. It's called Karbala. It's in Iraq. And it was a great time for a while. I lived 11 years, my beginning of my life, from 0 to 11. Most of the time, actually, I was in Iraq. I was in Karbala. And when I was there, I explored a lot of different things. A lot of really good memories, really bad memories. So, start off with my name. If my grandfather was alive, he would want me to shut up right now, because he's not gonna happy about what I'm gonna say right now. God rest his soul. Okay, so it's so hard to say. It's very hard. You don't share everything, but I thought, be personal with you guys maybe opens up some hidden agenda that you thought of me. So I'm gonna try it. Stick with it. On the day that I was born, I was hidden away for 10 days. 10 days I was hidden. Reason is that when I was born, I was told, well, my parents was told that it's best to hide this child away. So maybe when you say that he's born on a different day, that particular different day was the bath party celebration, Saddam's bath party celebration day. So if I'm born on that day, then my family will get a present. Maybe a recommendation by Saddam himself. The idea was, of course, that if he would declare that day as celebration, then my dad would not go to the military for a week after that particular day, because it's on the day of the celebration of the Ba'ath Party. So the Ba'ath Party was in control most of Iraq anyway. That's back then. Don't tell me they're not in control right now. They still have their hands full in control. Yeah, they're just making things up right now. Now, when you think about it, the way that the Ba'ath Party has done things is they managed to control everything, and they managed to even control information. Because the stuff that you guys hear right now, the Ba'ath Party has done much more worse things, but they just didn't let the information get out. Everything was done in secret. Much like how the Cody community now, that they are all hating and killing each other for a link. but you didn't know about it before until everything is being brought up to light. If it wasn't brought up to light, you would not know. It's the same thing, same principle. But let's just move on to Kurdic community to go back to my story. Now, 10 days I was hidden. In those 10 days, I was told, everybody was told that don't reveal him. You know, on the day that came down to it, and my dad was supposed to, my father was supposed to tell everybody that I was born that day. Yes, he did do that. Is he going to collect a gift from the government, from the Baath Party? He didn't. Is he going to get a couple of days off and everything? He didn't, because he felt a little bit he's going to be betraying everybody else in his entire unit. Now here's a man with an honor about the code. A lot of people inside they just did not want to do honor. I mean, my dad is still alive, and thank God. I wish him that he lives longer than anyone else. I really do, because he's my dad. What can he do? But when you get to see the things that I saw afterwards, you think that hell with this unit. And I'll tell you later on about that. Maybe I will talk to you about the things that when my dad came back in a casket, we had to open it up, and then the person that opened it up, he said, "Hey, don't worry, that's not me." That was my dad pointing at his own casket, saying that that's not his casket. And the body parts that's been put up in that casket was not. I'll tell you that some other story. But let's go back to something else, maybe a little bit memorable thing. Now, some of the stories that you hear about families' names, and I was saying to you about my grandfather, he wanted to call me Husham. My dad, he wanted to call me Husham. And you're both going to say, no, my name is Husham now, what the hell happened? And I'll tell you why. Well, here is the thing is, governments are stupid. And I'll tell you why. My grandfather, stuck with his name Husham. He said Husham. And my dad wanted to call me Husham. It's kind of like back then it was like, oh, I want to be the father. I want, it's a little tiny thing, right? I mean, Husham and Husham, it's nothing important. God's sake, man, somebody called me Steve, so I don't really care. But it's so obvious, right? Choosing a name for a child, it's kind of like become dominatory. You dominate that particular scene. And my grandfather, rest his soul, he wanted me as Husham, but there was a little bit of, you married my daughter, I better control you, dominancy. So it was kind of like that. But my dad and my grandfather, they did get along very well. My grandfather was actually one of the highest respected men in here. His name is Sayyid Muhammad. Sayyid Muhammad. The reason why I say Sayyid is a title. It means that he's the highest rank of member of religious community inside here. This is basically a religious shrine for Imam Hussein. Imam Hussein, I better say it right. Disciple Hussein. For Prophet Muhammad. And I'm a descendant from Hussein and Abbas, and that's a long story. I'll tell you some other time. Let's pick. I'll be telling you a lot of stories, man. This daily log is going to be really, really fun. You want to hear lots of stories? You got them. So Why did my name become Husham? And what did my name settle on? Well, my dad kind of like won the argument because he went into the registry office and named me Husham. Husham. As in Hesham. Well, in Arabic is H. Sheen, Alif, Mim, Hisham. Kind of crazy. Husham. But in English, it's Husham. Hesham. It's so weird. And then when you go into like to the fact what happened later on, they all we greet him. But when we came into here to the UK, the governments are like I said, stupid. They told us that my name is Husham, Husham. My dad, he kept on saying his name is Husham. And they said, no, we have got an Egyptian translator, and he translated the Husham to Husham, Husham. So you better stick with that. And my dad said, okay, fine. So can we change it later on? He said, yeah, you can change it later on when the neutralization comes in. When I got neutralized and got British passport, the government said, you have no proof to have Husham. What? You guys changed my name to Husham. He said, well, no, your government needs to change it to Heasham. What? Hisham. So they actually forced me to change my passport name to Hisham. UK government at its best. Because they said, well, our translator translated it. But your translator was the one who forced us to use Husham. And I've been using Husham in the UK for 10 years. Was it 10 years? No, 8 years. Before I got neutralized in citizenship. They forced me to do it. So first, they forced me to use Husham. We didn't care. And then they want me to change it again, but I couldn't change it again. So I stuck with Husham. You gotta love that. My time was great, man. I used to walk outside and I used to know every single person inside my town. And every other person would know me. Oh, sure, we had bullies, we had criminals, we had all sorts of different things. But when you say we have criminals, the criminals that we had were people running away from the Ba'ath Party and getting killed by the Ba'ath Party. Those are the criminals. They were actually getting killed. They were running away for their life. They weren't killing anyone. Bad people? Yes, we did have loads of bad people. There were Ba'ath Party people. They were actually writing a report by you to say, hey, listen, this guy's done something bad. So you kind of like suspect, if you walk outside and you say, screw Saddam or screw the government, that day that you're actually dead. Well, that's kind of like a bit down of me. So as a day log number 3, I just wanted to get this out of my chest, because not a lot of you ask me this, but a lot of you want to know, where did I come from? I came from Karbala, the holy land of Karbala. My town was called Karbala because it was Kar and Bala, which means Karb and Bala means well, it means sadness and sadness. It's because it was named like that because of the sadness that was rounded in that town. I'm not sure if that is true, but that's what somebody from the mosque explained it to me. Because the battle of Imam Hussein and Imam Abbas took place, I say Imam, is Prophet. Prophet and disciple Hussein and Abbas They actually were inside there, and they got killed. They didn't just get killed. Their family got killed. Their brother and sister and daughter and child, even to the young boy, they were killed. Just because they were actually going from one town to the other. Well, at least that's what history says it. And that's how we are, going about it. You can check it out. The story of Karbala. It's all, even in Wikipedia has got it. Karbala. K-A-R-A-B-L-A. It's actually a very sad story. But that's why most of my town people, actually, they kind of mourn the death of those days. Okay, so my town is a very religious place. It's very mind set on religion. That's the best thing I can describe them. They actually have got their mind set on religion only, and which is a good thing. There's nothing bad about it. And it's like when we decided to come here to the UK, it was different. Not a lot of people wanted to go from this town, that one, to UK. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people that actually travel to Europe, to America, to it's something different though. I mean, back then was like, if you travel, you're like, wow, he's traveled. He's like a cartoon character. He has traveled all over the place. which is, incidentally, we always get like really weird Chinese, Japanese cartoons that's all about some bird that flies around the world, and we just want to fly on his back so he can fly around the world. Or some girl called Sandy Bell, and we just want to go around Sandy Bell with her Sandy Bell car and just fly around. Incidentally, Sandy Bell car was actually inside London, which showed London architecture inside the cartoon. Which when my dad was saying, let's go to the UK, it was actually a very interesting thing that went to my mind. I don't want to go. That's what I said. I don't want to go. My dad said, I will buy you an Atari, because that was the best thing around. I will buy Atari with 500 games, because that is it 500 games? Yeah, 500 games that came in at the time, and you will stay in here in Iraq, or you come with us, because it's the same price ticket. I said, I'll get the Atari. Forget going to the UK, man. Who cares about that? He said, are you serious? I'll buy the Atari. You come with us, man. We want you to come with us. You're just playing a game. So he said he'll buy me the Atari as soon as we go to the UK. Yeah. So we traveled to the UK. That's where we traveled. To London. We came in here to visit my auntie. And what a visit that was. That was the greatest visit I ever had. I didn't leave the house at all. Because they had a computer, a 286 computer, and I stayed in the house playing games the entire trip. They were like, please leave the house with us. Please leave the house with us. It was annoying. They knew that it was annoying because they can see, come on, Husham, leave the house, come out. I wanted to play games. I didn't care. The Atari was great back in Iraq, but seeing a 286 PC, an IBM compatible machine that has got a lot of CPU, that has got 128 kilobyte cache. Oh wow! Actually, I don't think it was a 286. I think it was like a little bit less than that. It was probably an x86. I'm not sure, but it was great because I had the best game ever to play on it. Paranoid. Well, that's what it's called. It's got like a cube that, the ball comes in, you hit the cube, and the cube goes in there. Because you hit it in a certain angle, it will hit the go up, and you hit the box at the top and come back down, boom! If you don't hit it, and because sometimes it goes in like twice and all that, you keep playing it until you get more of the cubes destroyed, until you get, the maximum amount of score. The longer you play it, the better. And the longer you play it, the ball will go faster and you'll get more exciting missions. We did visit Madame Tussauds, which is the sculpture. You know, they kind of like do. They have a. We have in London. We have a sculpture place. If you are in London, you would know. We did visit. There was no London Eye back then, but we did visit McDonald's, and that was something strange. A McDonald's. We never seen a McDonald's before, but it was great. Wow. We couldn't eat anything about fillet fish. It's the only thing that was halal. We did meet a lot of the. We had no idea. Back then in 1990, there was still loads of Arabic people in here. Those Saudis, those such a such a multicultural place. We went to Hyde Park, and it was wow. Hyde Park had this place called the Speaker Center, Speaker Corner. That's it, a Speaker Corner. And it was like anybody can stand up, just like this guy here is. Don't know what the hell he's talking about. Where am I? Yeah, this is the guy. So he's like, hey, little world, yeah, you can say whatever you want, and nobody will say anything. Either people will listen, or people will just keep walking. Back to the war. I think I should tell you more about the war. And how did it affect me, in a sense? Some of you guys think that, you know, when I say I don't sleep, it's because I like to work. Because I do like to work, but I got the rush of working because I couldn't sleep very well. And what was the reason why I couldn't sleep? It's because of the war. What did it turn me into? It was at during the Iraqi war with the Americans, 1991. I was back in Iraq because after we came into the UK, we actually went back. Stupid, I know. We went back inside the war, but it wasn't my fault. Or we went to see my grandfather and grandmother because my mother had to go back. So we went back in there. We didn't come to the UK as seek refugees. We came into here as a tourism. And when we went back to Iraq, after all that, after seeing everything, we saw the war started between Iraq and Kuwait. So we went back. Yeah, we did. That was stupid. But we ended up being in the middle of the new Iraqi war, the internal war. The resistance. Viva the resistance! The resistance actually was started fighting with the Iraq military. And when they started fighting with the Iraq military, then a lot of people died that day. I saw them. I witnessed them. It changed me when I looked at that. It changed me quite a bit. And at 10 and a half or 11 years old, I don't know how you classify me then, because I can't remember. I'm trying to forget, but I can't forget. What I saw those days, I would not give a million years for them. I would always want to see them again, because these are the days that I lived them. I was there. But at the same time, it changed me a hell lot. I'm thinking that I wouldn't be the man that I am if I hadn't seen what I saw. I wouldn't be an honest man. I wouldn't be a person that refuses the idea of several bad things I do. There are a lot of people from my town. I see them. They do all sorts of different weird shit. And I never want to do those things. I just can't. I don't know. I think I have changed quite a bit. after coming out of that stupid war. It changed me inside to see things differently. Even my focus on study, it was different because I was focused on studying a lot more things than things that should be studied in anyway. I studied everything. We'll come back to that later. Now, but I witnessed things that made me not able to ever close my eyes unless I see red. Right now, if I close my eyes, I see only one thing. Red. Not only normal red, blood red. Yes, psychological disorder or something or whatever. I was told by my aunties the way to cure it is to actually go back to Iraq into a certain shrine and maybe they can cure it. Religious belief. Maybe it's the truth, maybe it's not, I don't know. It never happened to be able to go back to that area. I haven't been able to. Yeah, I've gone back to Iraq, but to be honest, I'm kind of like stuck with the red now. I'm afraid of losing it. I don't want to lose it. I don't want it to go away. It's been part of me for such a long time. If I lose it now, I just don't know what will happen to me. It's weird to say, but it is the truth. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. It's something strange, right? Something that's been part of you for such a long time. You might know that it's a very bad thing, but you don't want to lose it. And here comes the insomnia. Every time I close my eyes, I see that red. So I have to get myself very, very, very tired to be able to sleep. I never sleep because of this. It's not easy. I mean, at the beginning I kind of like tend to ignore it and went to sleep anyway. And as a young boy, I just didn't know what was the cause in it. And later on I figured it out. It was the news of what happened, and I was told in Jordan, because of the war. There was something that happened, then I was told about it, and my mind blocked it back when I was in Iraq. When I went to Jordan to run away from Iraq, my mind opened up a whole bunch of emotional crap. And for that, I don't know what to say. Kind of like lost it then. This is enough of, a video log for today. I'll just keep saying whatever I say. I hope you guys like what I say. I'm gonna keep on saying, please subscribe, comment, press the like button. Ask me questions and I will try to answer them, maybe in the next log. In the meantime, I'll try to continue to tell the story. Tune in for the next one. See you guys.